Yo, what's up, guys? It's been 7 days since my last upload. And the reason why is because I'm dealing with depression and trying to better myself. And like I always say, I gotta cherish the times I have with my family before they're gone. So spending a lot of time with my family, and but I'm back into it. Let's get it. Let's react to this video. And what we are reacting to today is brutal serial killers granting to their death sentences. This is going to be a wild one. Let's get into it. Alrighty.
1-304. I sentence you to death.
Yeah, your wife and kids get
I would ask that you would
right.
Wow! Off the rip. Jesus fuck. That is psychotic. Jesus fuck. That is just insane, dude.
How many people have you killed?
Lord, I don't know.
20?
Probably.
30?
It's up there.
50?
You know, you're pushing your luck.
Fuck! This is what I'm gonna say. One thing only. Jeffrey Dahmer was one of the fucking worst people on this goddamn planet, and he got what he deserved.
Ricardo Richard Leyva Munoz Ramirez, also known as Night Stalker. He terrorized California from June 1984 to August 1985.
Richard Ramirez's whole trip was to hide in a tree or
Ew,
hide behind a fence
bro.
and watch his victims at nighttime.
Yo,
and
what is wrong with your teeth, Holmes?
wait into the wee hours of the night. And then, while they slept, creep in and kill them.
Ramirez endured a traumatic and abusive childhood that shaped his gruesome interests. He delved into Satanism and the occult, often fueling his actions with cocaine.
Did the drugs affect his brain functioning? Did it affect the way
They
he saw
should.
the world? Probably, but it wasn't causative. It didn't lead to make him kill. He was already primed.
Ramirez committed a horrifying array of crimes, ranging from burglaries to sexual assaults. The greater Los Angeles area, and later, the San Francisco Bay Area, were gripped in fear for 14 long months. The violence he exhibited horrified even seasoned police officers.
He took a woman in her 60s and her to death with his foot, leaving an imprint of a shoe on the side of her face. From that to just executing somebody upon walking into a room after he entered a house. He strangled, he used a ligature, he used a tire iron on a young girl.
Ramirez would often force victims to profess love for Satan, using fear to manipulate and control them. One of Richard Ramirez's particularly horrifying crimes occurred in April 1984, when he murdered 9-year-old Mei Lung in San Francisco.
9-year-old Mei Lung was found dead in the basement of her apartment building where she lived in the Tenderloin. A DNA sample collected in 1984 at the crime scene, they were able to match it with his DNA.
Ramirez's reign of terror came to an end when passersby identified him, chased and apprehended him in East Los Angeles. The angry mob severely beat him until the police intervened and took him into custody.
What have you been arrested for? Sit up. How long ago? What's your name?
However brutal the slaying was, wait till you hear how he justified the murder. In court, Ramirez was convicted of 13 counts of murder. Throughout the trial, Ramirez never showed any remorse for his horrendous crimes.
You don't understand me. You are not expected to. You are not capable of it. I am beyond your experience. I am beyond good and evil. Legions of the night, night breed. Repeat not the errors of Nightcrawler and show no mercy. I will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all. That's it.
While in custody, Ramirez initially claimed not to know why he committed the relentless killings.
Why did you kill those people?
No comments. No comments. I cannot answer it at this time.
But he later provided some insight into his motives.
Sick
They
ass.
are desires where if I didn't give in to them, I would be crushed by them. I believe in the evil in human nature. This is a wicked world, and in a wicked world, wicked people are born. I'm not going to blame society, my race, or people, or anything. It is up to the individual like myself to keep on knocking on whatever door they want to get into. A serial killer comes about by circumstances and like a recipe, poverty, drugs, child abuse. These things contribute to a person's frustration and anger. At some point in life, he explodes.
On June 7th, 2013, Ramirez passed away in a California hospital due to complications related to B-cell lymphoma. However, Ramirez wasn't the first serial killer to appear in court.
Sick ass.
Like in the case of Eileen Carol Warnos.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Can you
God
smile
is
and
gonna
let me
be there.
bigger?
Jesus
Fuck.
Christ is going to be there. All the angels and everything. And, you know, whatever's on the beyond. I think it's going to be more like Star Trek, beaming me up into a space vehicle, man.
Warnos carried out a series of murders while working as a sex worker along the highways of Florida from 1989 to 1990. She fatally shot and robbed 7 of her male clients, but her claims added a twist to these crimes. She argued they were acts of self-defense.
You sabotaged my society and the cops and the system. A woman got executed and was used for books and movies and
And that's a hell of a lot of men I went through before the next jerk came along and I used protection.
It was self-defense.
Yeah.
Did you kill those 7 men?
I killed them, I didn't murder them.
Explain the difference to me.
Okay, murder is first-degree murder in intent, and killing is something you have to do in defense.
So you're saying that all 7 of those homicides were justifiable?
In my belief, yes.
Warnos' father was in prison when she was born, and her mother abandoned her and her brother when she was 4. She suffered abuse from her grandfather and his friend, and was pregnant at 14. She had to give up her baby and leave school. She had no one to support her and became a sex worker. Eileen Warnos' killing spree targeted men between the ages of 40 and 65. However, her reign of terror came to an end with her arrest in 1991 due to an outstanding warrant. Her friend and lover, Moore, collaborated with the police, aiding in obtaining a confession from Warnos, and later testified against her.
We were sitting on the floor watching TV, and she just come out and said, "I have something to tell you." And I asked her what, and she said that she had shot and killed a man that day.
However, what Warnos did in the courtroom was even crazier. Initially, during questioning, Warnos denied responsibility for her actions. However, after spending a decade on death row, she changed her mind.
I robbed him and I killed him as cold as ice. And I'd do it again too. And I know I'd kill another person because I've hated humans for a long time. No sense in keeping me alive because I just would absolutely kill again. I've got too much anger, too much hatred in me.
Let's say the cops were following you.
Yeah.
Let's say they were following you and they did everything that you're saying they did. Nonetheless, you killed 7 men.
Yes, you
and
did.
I'm asking you, what got you to kill the 7
And
men?
I'm telling you because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you get it?
Damn.
I am sorry that my acts of self-defense ended up in court like this, but I take full responsibility for my
Jeez.
actions. It
She's
was
a
done
feisty
for me.
bitch.
I am sorry for all the pain that my actions have caused. I am prepared to die if you say it is necessary.
I sentence you in case number 91-463 to death for the murder of Troy Burris.
Thank you. Probably see, I'll be up in heaven while y'all rotting in hell.
Okay, there will be an automatic appeal. You have the right to an appeal.
May
with the
your
public
wife and
defender.
kids
I would ask that.
Damn, dude.
After enduring years on
That shit ain't funny,
row,
bro. I don't fuck with that, man. You don't say that, bro. You don't say that. That's just gonna get you more in big trouble if you ever say that in court, dude.
was executed by lethal injection on October 9th, 2002. However, while some may attribute Warnos' actions to her terrible upbringing, it pales in comparison to the unfathomable behavior of Gary Ridgway. Known as the Green River Murderer, who was charged with multiple murder charges in Washington, he killed at least 48 people, primarily targeting prostitutes and young runaways. Ridgway's upbringing was marked by violent conflicts between his parents. He regularly sought the company of prostitutes, eventually leading him down a path of abduction, murder, and disposing of his victims. And if you thought Ridgway's crimes were reprehensible, brace yourself for his shocking conduct during the proceedings. In 2003, Gary Ridgway was arrested. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life in prison.
I killed the 48 women listed in the state's second amended information.
Holy shit!
I picked prostitutes as my victims because I thought I could kill as many of them as I wanted without getting caught. Is that true?
Bro?
Yes.
And Mr. Ridgway, is it your desire to plead guilty to the 48 charges of aggravated murder in the first degree because you believe that you are guilty of each of those offenses?
Yes.
The courtroom was filled with emotion as victims' relatives
Oh
told him
my
what they thought
God.
of him.
You had said your memory when it comes to
I
all
don't
of the
got
women you
anything
took was
to say.
gone. Our memory is not. In your words, you said that they didn't mean anything to you, but she meant everything to us.
She was a mother, she was a wife, she was a sister, and we miss her.
I wish for him to have a long, suffering, cruel death.
He's gonna go to hell, and that's where he belongs.
Remarkably, in the midst of the sea
True.
of emotions, a Christian father named Robert Rule, who had lost his daughter Linda Jane to Ridgway, did something different.
To live up to what I believe, and that is what God says to do, and that's to forgive. And he doesn't say to forgive just certain people, he says to forgive all. So you are forgiven, sir.
This act of forgiveness from Rule moved Ridgway to tears. That was the only time he displayed any emotion in court. However, as we saw Ridgway's discontent with their sentence, it brings to mind the strikingly similar response of Jeffrey Dahmer.
I didn't ever want freedom. Frankly, I wanted death for myself.
Jeffrey Dahmer was a notorious serial killer and sex offender who terrorized Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jeffrey Dahmer, also known as the Milwaukee Cannibal or the Milwaukee Monster, admitted to killing, mutilating, and eating 17 young men over a period of 13 years.
Saving the skeletons, preserving other parts. One
Sick
thing led
ass
to another.
bitch.
It took more and more deviant type behaviors to satisfy my urges, and so it just spiraled out of control.
Why the cannibalism?
That was another step. It made me feel like they were a permanent part of me. Besides the just mere curiosity of what it would
You're
be like,
sick,
it made
bro.
me feel that they were a part of me, and it gave
God, I am glad this motherfucker is dead. Jesus fuck, dude.
me a
My God, man.
Dahmer's reign of horror came to an end when Tracy Edwards, a man who was supposed to be his next victim, escaped and alerted the police. The officers followed Edwards to Dahmer's apartment, where they discovered shocking evidence of his atrocities. Dahmer was promptly arrested. A thorough search of his apartment revealed more horrifying items.
Police removed boxes and boxes of body parts, evidence of what appears to be a psychopathic mass murder. Authorities also took out a barrel of what they think is acid. Police are reluctant to reveal exactly how many victims there might be, but knowledgeable investigators say it could be more than a half a dozen.
As if Dahmer's offenses weren't enough, his demeanor in court will leave you dumbfounded. Dahmer faced multiple charges of first-degree murder and additional charges in Ohio. Dahmer also gave a rare glimpse into his twisted mind and what drove him to become the Milwaukee Monster.
Was this about some kind of desire to keep these people with you, not to be abandoned, not to have them leave?
I think that did play into it, but there was a big element of wanting complete control over someone, not having to consider their wishes, being able to keep them there as long as I wanted.
Contrary to what one might expect, Dahmer said that he did not enjoy killing people.
Was it the killing that excited you, or is it what happened after the killing?
No, the killing was just a means to an end. That was the least satisfactory part. I didn't enjoy doing that.
In 1992, he was found guilty of 15 homicides in Wisconsin and received 15 life sentences. He also got another life sentence for a homicide he committed in Ohio in 1978. Dahmer showed little remorse, even as victims' families tore into him.
Did you ever stop to think that this is someone's brother, nephew, uncle, cousin, grandson, or just someone's friend?
You almost destroyed me, but I refuse to let you destroy me. I will carry on.
You destroyed the baby of the family, and I hope you go to hell.
This is how you act when you are out of control.
I don't want to ever see my mother have to go through this again. Never, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I hate you, motherfucker. I hate you. This is out of control. Don't with me, Jeffrey. I kill you. Look at me,
I didn't ever want freedom. Frankly, I wanted death for myself. This was a case to tell the world that I did what I did not for reasons of hate. I hated no one. I knew I was sick or evil or both. Now I believe I was sick. I tried and failed and created a Holocaust. And if I could give my life right now to bring their loved ones back, I would do it. I am so very sorry. I deserve whatever I get because of what I have done.
On November 28th, 1994, Dahmer met his
Sicko,
end,
bro.
Christopher Scarver, another inmate at the Columbia Correctional Institution in Portage, Wisconsin, beat him to death. However, Dahmer isn't alone in his actions. Let's not forget the infamous incident involving Tommy Lynn Sells.
I like to use a knife. Gun is too violent. Just fit my hand well.
An American serial killer infamous for his heinous crimes and facing charges for multiple murders in Texas. While convicted of one murder, authorities suspect he may be linked to a staggering 22 killings. Sells says he's not sure about the exact number, but claimed responsibility for ending over 70 lives.
How many people have you killed?
Lord, I don't know.
10?
Yeah,
20?
probably.
30?
It's up there.
50?
But see, I'm not Billy the Kid making notches on my holster, so I know it's been a lot.
Sells had a troubled childhood, marked by alcohol abuse, drug addiction, and sexual molestation. His grandfather introduced him to alcohol when he was only 7 years old, and his mother encouraged him to have a sexual relationship with an older man named Willis Clark. Sells became a wanderer at 14, traveling across the country and committing various crimes. One of his most horrific acts was the murder of Kayleen Katie Harris on New Year's Eve, 1999. He sexually assaulted her and stabbed her to death. He also tried to kill another girl, Crystal Searles, but she survived despite having a cut throat. But brace yourself for an even more disturbing revelation. Sells' twisted justification for the brutal slaying. Sells admitted that he enjoyed killing because it gave him a thrill.
First time
Fucking
I killed
disgusting,
somebody,
bro.
It was such a rush. It was just
Fuck,
like that
bro.
shot of dope. Every time I did it, it was that rush again. And I started chasing that high.
He also attempted to justify why he targeted children.
You also killed children.
Some got killed, yes.
Now, why would that happen?
I didn't want them to live through the pain I lived through.
Sells met his end on April 3rd, 2014, when he was executed by lethal injection at the Texas State Penitentiary. He stopped moving after less than a minute, and he was declared dead after 13 minutes.
I suffer more here than I'll ever suffer in that grave. I have to live with it every day now. When they kill me, at least I'll be free then.
If you thought these reactions were shocking, you'd be amazed at this video of 6 moms reacting to life sentences.
We already did that one. Alright guys, so if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.